Hello, everybody. Why is Discord trying to Discord? You don't need to be there. Discord, you don't need to be there. There we go. Hello, everyone. How we doing? Welcome back to Alan Wake. Sorry we're a little bit late. I went to go make a hot chocolate, and I am using a bigger mug with more liquid, but for some reason the powder just will not dissolve. I don't know what's going on. I now have just a thin film of hot chocolate dust on top of my drink.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
We do have a shotty. Alright, so we're here to find Alice. Oh yes, I remember where we are now. We have been set back a little bit. We just need to get up there. Crap. That's it. Everybody. Sit down. So, we are here to have a perfectly normal chat. Just a nice discussion with the guy who claims he has our wife hostage. And pop. That is to say, we're going to stick this gun. Did Alan sleep good? I don't think he's had any sleep in like the last... Oh shit, hi. I don't think he's had any sleep in about the last week and a bit, the poor man. Alan is very much awake. Which is definitely not helping with the fact that we have now... Hang on. Stats. We have 31 thermoses of coffee. Alan is going to break orbit. He's gonna go to space. Anyway, you know what? I should probably say hello to chat, shouldn't I? Hello, Colonel. Hello, Bun. Hope you're all having a good day. Alright, looks like we are in the clear. Oh. Oh, that's a lot of boys. Alright, quick. Activate the bat signal. And... chunk. Man, you boys make it easy. Took some damage, but nothing that can't be healed by just standing over here. The one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Small town America. Wait, no.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
Oh boy. Oh, and we found our way into some sort of graveyard. Don't creak, I'm gonna have to cross that in a minute.
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
Oh, oh! No, you don't, sir! Oh, oh! I would like to report a bug. No tricking for you. Ooh, ooh, don't walk off the edge. Alright, nothing down there. And it all goes quiet again. Chunk. Oh, I'm actually full on batteries. Nice. Yes? Do you have something to add? Didn't think so. This is not a democracy. I have the gun, so I'm in
A
charge.
ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Yeah, this is the old coal mine. What the... Hey! Hey! Cease! Oh boy. Yeah. God, those bright flashes get me.
Things
Fucking
were
Casey.
never as simple
Who's
in
Casey?
real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight. Something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with
Oh, right, yes.
determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Man, if any of my stories ever come to life, I'm in deep trouble. Look. Grey Peak Gorge. Originally founded in 1928, the Grey Peak Gorge mining town was one of the permanent settlements the Bright Falls Mining Companies built for its workers. The nearby graveyard is a testament to the dangers the miners faced on a daily basis. Most of the men lost their lives over the years who were buried here. A grim reminder to be careful for those who remained. Grey Peak Gorge was abandoned almost overnight when the Bright Falls Mining Company closed its doors in 1970. Yikes. That's grim. Batteries. I'm being a bit like I'm kind of withholding a little bit with the batteries. Like I'm allowing the natural recharge to do its thing a lot more. Maybe I should just be a bit more aggressive with using the torch and using batteries to refill. Use the natural recharge just as a last resort. Checkpoint, big open space. Oh god, the fridge! Back. Okay. Using the flares actually forces them to the ground. Oh, round two, the tractor. Where'd the tractor go? There you are. Yeah, I know you're not done. And then I can run back and grab those batteries out the truck. Anything around here? Doesn't look like it. Yonk. So Mirror Peak can't be far. I don't really know where I'm going though, I'm just kind of following the path. Oh no, 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 no. No creaking, no creaking. One of these. Yike! Keep the tree between me and it. There we go. use the flare. Yeah, so flared items cannot move. Safe haven. Right, let's have a quick poke around the sheds then. Keys. Nice. Didn't even mean to find that. Just give it a jimmy. Shovel, so I can hand out some beatings. Okay, someone's been through here.
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by
This game's a
Dr.
little
Singh.
close to your day job.
It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet.
Events like this is the stuff that I have to like.
Things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world.
Hang on,
A realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
Drawing inspiration. But yeah, this does a bit it does a bit hit a bit close to the day job. Thankfully I've never had to be the one with the shotgun and the flares. It's mostly me just like sitting down with the guy who had to have the shotgun and the flares and be like, right, so what the hell happened? Ooh, do we want the shotgun or do we want the sniper? I've always been fond of the bolt action. Let's go. Let's get loud. I'm really curious what it is that's doing this. Something is able to knock these things down, but I'm not seeing what it is. Summon Behemoth. Alright. Let's rumble. Let's get aggressive. Alright, so we've reached the top of the mine. Still no earthly clue where this lodge is.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
I mean, we don't know that the kidnapper is Darkness Alive. Oh, don't freeze on me. We don't know if the kidnapper is aligned with the darkness. He might just be an opportunist who saw a chance to snag Alice. So he might be under just as much threat as we are.
Birds.
Oh, okay. They've split into two groups. Let's push while they're distracted. Freaking. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's cheating. They're just clipping through the walls. Okay, that's burned a couple of them. No, you don't. There we go. Disperse. Danger, do not enter. I think I will. Look. Well, I hope you like Black Lung, Alan. Oh, the camera's actually pulled in. Where? Tunnels go to Cauldron Lake. Oh! Okay. Let's head down into the Heart of Darkness.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
Don't think it likes us.
Alice? Alice?
Okay, I...
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here.
well, crap. Okay. Not going that way. It's all flooded.
These were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked deep into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told or heard.
Alright, so now we're going from the cops to some local rowdy boys. Have you ever done a debrief for an incident like this, and if so, what was it like? Yeah, so since my job is like boss of archives, I generally don't have to do the debriefs myself, but I have had a couple of bits where Gold and Silver have both sat me down and be like, you need to be here for this one. And obviously, NDA being NDA, can't name specifics, names, places, you get the idea. But boy, it's difficult, especially for someone who is like generally pretty nervous by default. Yeah, you have to deal with people who have been through just the worst of it. Like I say, I've had to sit down with the poor bastard who had to rock out with the shotgun and the flares, and oh damn it, I've gone in a loop. Ugh. But yeah, you've got to sit down with the poor bastard who had the shotgun and the flares, and just be like, no, all of that was real, and the more details you can give us about it, the better, and also sorry about your dad kind of stuff. But again, usually I don't have to be the one doing the debrief because I'm administrator most of the time, but that does generally end up meaning that I end up having to deal with the really rough stuff because you have to. Somebody's signature's got to be at the bottom of the document at the end of it all.
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes.
They told him not to go to the Majestic, it's got roaches.
He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done.
Oh wow, he's paranoid, huh?
Please, he thought. Just let me get through this.
So Nightingale, as far as we can tell, has some kind of personal beef with Alan. Of course it couldn't be that easy. Ugh. But yeah, like, Nightingale has some personal beef with Alan. We don't know what, but he's also manic paranoid. Where'd his friend go? Hey. Oh, damn it, I thought I had more time. There you go, right in the chin. Okay, and breathe. Alright, so how much does my health recharge to? after I get out of a scrap. It's still going. Suspect Nightingale's one of Alan's characters, then there's probably good reason to have beef. See also regarding creators, we should absolutely sit down and watch them. Oh, I see. Regarding creators is, okay, something that you want to watch together. Alright, fair enough. I'm not familiar with it. What do you have, like a short version, like a synopsis you can give me? Or coffee? I think we're up to 40 thermoses by now. Poor Alan is going to have a very bad time. I know I'm repeating myself a lot when I say that, but as someone who has a hard time on 2 scoops of fucking Sneak, which is like 150 milligrams of caffeine.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Oh boy, okay. And there's a big spot lamp. We might end up needing to use that. Oh, there we go. Again, someone's been through here. They've strapped all this up with spotlights. Also, again, this is very coordinated for one little old biddy. So I wonder if maybe there's more... There's more people out there that are trying to help that we just don't know about. Ooh, oh! Okay. That's not what I thought it was. Some good ASMR creaking there. Oh, hang on. Wait, I get it. Kick. Then I can... Yeah. Go down, send the girder all the way up to the top, and then I can get back up, because now I don't need it to get back up to the top. God, it's like the whole cave is breathing. Okay. And we're clear. See light in the distance. Fictional characters start being pulled into the real world by a military Vocaloid who plays a violin with an officer's saber and have to interact with their creators and end up basically in 2 factions. Military Vocaloid's party of we must make the creators pay, and the MC's party of actually the creators aren't cruel merciless gods because they gave our worlds us. I can think of a few characters that I have written that would probably have a lot of beef with me over the things that I've put them through. But I would... Hey, Colonel, how you doing? Well, actually, like, perfect timing. There are a number of characters that I've created who would no doubt have a lot of beef with me for the things that I've put them through. But as Colonel can attest, I have talked his absolute ear off over how much of a bastard I felt afterwards. Manuscript.
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. We're on a comeback tour, baby.
I mean, he's an old dementia-riddled man. How much might is that, I wonder? Absolutely square up and hold the line against any characters to try to harm you. I greatly appreciate that, but just like having to explain to poor William why I had to why, for the sake of the story, I had to kill his girlfriend and make him have a psychotic breakdown in which he murdered 3 people. Like, that would be a difficult one to apologize for, you know? Incredibly tragic scene where a magical girl gets into a fight and then has to deal with the concept of collateral damage for the first time. Yeah, because in stories you generally don't deal with collateral damage as being a thing. Right, birds. They come from above. They very quickly backed away. Okay. Right, so is that the lookout, I wonder? Or is that it? Alright. Rusted old truck of a diesel generator. Especially in show... Yeah, magical girl stories very rarely tackle with the concept of...
Great. Another cable car. Just great.
Alright, flare gun at the ready. I mean... Speaking as someone who doesn't watch a lot of magical girl stuff, but who used to watch a lot of Sentai and Tokusatsu back in the day, the most amount of collateral damage that like the Power Rangers ever had to deal with was big dramatic explosion when the monster dies. Like, ow. That was the most that they ever had to deal with. Come on. Get in my range. Yeah, that's what I mean, is like, you know, Power Rangers never sat down to pick through the rubble and be like, holy fuck, we really... Not again! Like, Power Rangers never sat down to pick through the rubble and be like, boy, we really screwed that one, huh? Incoming! Clench! Ow! Alright, mate. Right, you're weak. Okay, don't even need the flare gun for you. Captain Sakura had her deal with collateral damage, but scarcely in a long-lasting way. I think that's kind of what made shows like The Incredibles so good. Rude! But I think that's what made The Incredibles so good, was it was sitting down and picking through not just the concept of collateral damage of a Silver Age superhero, but also the like mental stress that people like that go through having to lead a double life and what have you. Fire. Who's been cooking? Salt? Okay. Hunting rifle and ammunition. And a smoker. Oh shit. Oh Jesus, okay. In a world in which the Good Samaritan law hadn't been pioneered. In fact, the Good Samaritan law was very firmly overturned. after Mr. Incredible gets sued for hurting a man whilst trying to save his life, it then ends up with... God, you fuckers in the tracksuits are quick. Oh wow, I just got unexpectedly double-teamed in the rear there. Recurring theme in the show is how much more complex and layered our world is than the worlds the characters come from, down to things like flavours, to the point that one of the vocal insert songs is called Layers, as a line about getting, presumably a creator, helping the character deal with so many layers. Okay. Yeah, because when you're writing, like speaking of flavour in particular, when you're writing, you're not really gonna talk about what something tastes like unless it is pertinent to what's going on. If the flavour, like, brings about a memory in the person that's eating it, or it'll be like a Chekhov's gun thing for later in the story. There we go. Now I'm not getting stabbed at the kidneys. So when you're dealing with something that, like... Yeah, the idea of something tasting good and bad exists, but, like, the idea of things just passively having flavour is not something that a fictional character would really deal with. The 8th deepest lake in the world, Cauldron Lake, is a caldera lake formed in a volcanic crater. The volcano itself could be considered to be active, but has not erupted since the volcanic earthquakes of 1970, and even then the underground activity was comparatively mild. Despite some property damage, there were no casualties. Cauldron Lake is one of the most beautiful spots in the Bright Falls area, as well as a central figure in many local tales. It's a popular recreational area for the residents. And apparently a local tourist hotspot. Oh boy, rope bridge. We are gonna eat dirt. Yep. Please don't shake it, these boards are rotten. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. Okay, just run for the far end. Don't want to get ganked. Ah, come on, reload faster. And pop. Oh, I got his hand. Reload faster. There we go. In Log Horizon, the MVC Civilization's word for music is just the number of songs in the on the MMO soundtrack. Oh, wow. Sorry, that's a bit of a brain bender. Woof. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Supply cache. Nice. Okay, there's a weird, like, breathing sound whenever you uncover those, whenever you uncover those glowing graffiti bits. Oh, not going that way. I mean, we're getting more and more of the manuscript. That's good, at least.
Maude had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
So Mott is not darkness aligned, and he doesn't even know. Wait, so that means he can't have Alice, because he was gonna grab her, But she was already gone by then. Body check. Alan Wake with that rage strength. Log Horizon also does a good work exploring fictional colliding with real. It's just in that case people from our world being warped into theirs. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's like classic isekai. Alright, in we go. Ooh. CW. Cynthia Weaver. Talk to me on TV. Did you write this? Curse you, Thomas Zane. What the fuck? Okay. Cynthia has apparently completely lost her shit. She's not just some weird old biddy. She is completely out of her mind. For Zane. Please no. Sure, solution to should we go home problem is my favourite one, namely, instead of finding a one-way door, why not build a bridge? That's an interesting one, but if I was writing it... If I was writing it, I would also bring up the fact that there are certain demographics of people whose response to building a bridge into the magical otherworld would be to go all Heart of Darkness on it. More flares. Back. Back, beasts. Alright. Time to go big. Chunk. Ma. Keep them coming, boys. This fucking rifle is nuts. I wonder if I could have dodged that if I had known to, like, jump over the rotten bit of the floor. Like, if you'd played this game before and you saw that bit coming, could you skip it? Or coffee.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
Oh, everyone in this game's trigger discipline is miserable. It is
I was close
a
now.
miracle
I had
that...
to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
Like, well, I guess it was shown. Agent Nightingale nearly fucking blew that dude's head off twice.
But her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Okay. Hartman's trying to gaslight us.
Wait! That you? Wait! Hey, I'm here! I'm coming! No! Get away! Sorry. Please, it's late. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have his wife.
Mott is not darkness aligned. He's just some chancer.
Play ball, you see?
Sizable chunk of especially strongest players who end up stranding in the game world are invested in health, keeping it and its people safe. Fair enough. Oh! Oh! Something went crunch there. And then Alan Wake fucking died. At that height, falling into water is going to be like falling onto flat concrete. Your spine is now a puzzle. 600 pieces, and there's no picture on the box. The end. And abrupt cut.
Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that Ryder just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a
Listen
horror
up, you
story.
primitive
I was
screwheads.
kidnapped,
This
but that was a lie.
is a double-barrel Remington.
Wife, we don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper
Was that one
even
called
up
Paul
by the
Blart?
presses before
Damn it, might as well be. He's about as talented. The truth.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice. Hartman, I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
Right. So Hartman is trying to gaslight us. But is he darkness aligned?
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think.
Or on a
Couldn't
stream?
focus. The door was locked. I was a prisoner here.
Could try the window. Okay, and double-footed
Good
dropkick.
evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
I can even up your nose
I
if you
see
want.
brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan.
Being very brave, not just biting you where you stand.
Concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
Okay.
This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable.
I'll
of
kick
course.
my own
I
ass.
encourage
I'll kick your dog's
creativity as
ass.
part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan.
Alright. Enjoy your pizza. Talk to you later.
and from past experience
And
with
kill.
you, I know I need to get
Kill.
right into the heart of
Go
it
for the
as
neck.
quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until
Just
you
fucking bite him.
understand
It's him, me and him.
Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped, and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you.
I mean, he's letting us outside, and his pet
We go this
monkey
way,
isn't.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
Alright, play along until we get an opportunity.
You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
So hang on. He's still got the bandage on his nose. So I know he's lying. For a fact I know he's lying, but I'm just wondering like how much he's going to try and lie about, because he's still got the bandage on his nose where Alan cleaned him out at the police station, which was after the missing the week that Alan is missing. Ah, perfect. If you just wouldn't mind standing with your back to that
I
railing.
get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast.
Alan's thrashing around during treatment.
This way. Follow me.
That's what I'm worried. That's what
Alan, what I'm
not
telling
worried,
you
but I'm
is
wondering about is how much he's going to
now
try
we're
and
in
lie
control.
about, despite
Every
the
time you have a
the
relapse, it
evidence.
gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural.
I mean, you are
to
lying,
think of
so
me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him
after
talk.
all.
Hartman
I'm the one
obviously
trying
loved
to
his
bring
own
you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed for
madly
yourself.
inside my head.
But I
I
can't
dug my
do it
nails
by
into the
myself.
palms of my hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me.
I like how
Once
Alan's
you
just
accept
talking
that,
over him at this
we'll
point.
begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside.
Orangutan.
Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
You right there, mate?
Scary, scary, scary.
Emerson.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to
Looks
go
like the
away
Flash in the
somewhere
Flash movie. I have not watched
You
that.
can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson.
Okay, sorry. Boo.
That's
Boo.
Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video
Elbow
games.
strike. Ooh,
It's
yeah.
trash, of course, but it does involve
Get
some
him to the head.
small creative
Yeah, Mantis kick.
which
Get him.
makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
This way. Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
God, he's got a dirty great poster of his fucking book. Welcome to Cauldron Lake Lodge. We're here to give you the specialised help you need. However, please observe the following. Please ask friends and families to schedule visits beforehand to ensure they do not interfere with your therapy and or periods of creativity. Also, please respect your fellow patients' need for privacy and personal space, especially when they're engaged in their creative processes. Be patient. Typically, our patients have long-term creative problems and they won't be solved overnight. Give yourself permission to take the time you need. Bear in mind that you're voluntarily receiving treatment that has been specifically tailored to you. Engagement therapy, TM, and its sister method, The Flow. I think I had a bottle of The Flow last month. Very good stuff. Horrible representation of mental illness. It's pop culture representation of mental illness. I feel like if you did an actual, like, legit representation of mental illness, you would really freak people out. Like, you would probably accidentally make the best horror game in the world. Hey, it's The Boys.
This is killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the
Night Springs, the board game.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Thor. They had how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Yeah. They lived fast but didn't die young.
Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The
Presenting mentally ill people as unhinged and frightening is bad, worth critique. Yes, that's very true. But, like...
Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best.
If you did a really, like, genuine depiction of something like, clinical depression...
Bash headed with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah!
Yeah. Oh, he's slipped a disc, I think.
Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Say, you're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm. Valhalla!
So they think I'm Tom Zane.
A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
Thanks. I'll just make sure to wash my hands after I read it. Thomas Zane's writing and assistant.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words.
Surprised you didn't tweet the Old Gods of Asgard mention. Oh, yeah, sorry, I should have brought that up. So, again, this and Control have a shared universe to the point where there is a song in Control called Take Control, and it is credited as being written by the Old Gods of Asgard. These two boys.
Into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, you got any booze on you?
Yeah, no.
We
Sorry,
have a
guys.
stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula, local ingredients, medicine. Clears your head right up.
Oh, good.
Makes you remember
The old
like Moonbeam.
med cabinet
On the brain.
moonshine.
Oh, I just noticed. Leather patches on the elbows? That's not very rock and roll. Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch. She used us all. Taken from all of us. Took my thunder, the witch. And my ravens. What were they? Memory and thought. The hag. She took something from you too, didn't she? That's what she does.
Right, so these guys have had a glance with the darkness as well.
Power. If you're a creator, an artist, a god. Nightmare shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake. Yeah, that's the one. She makes sure it comes out twisted and wrong. Just ask the lamp lady. She knows what happened to that other rider. She's been using you, boy, and you let her. You went and opened the door for her, didn't you?
Kinda didn't mean
it was
to.
already open a crack, and whose fault is that? We're morally corrupt, disease-ridden, old.
Oh man, Alan Wake's gonna get a Keyblade and it's gonna rock.
God damn it!
Alright, let's leave these two boys to it before we get
So
dragged in.
tired. Built the farm close to the lake.
Alright, so yeah, let's get back upstairs and see if we can start puzzling together an escape.
Yeah, good thing he's not overreacting or anything.
Well, he's the boss.
I may need a hand here later on, Birch. The storm's bound to make you-know-who jumpy. You know how they get.
Gotcha. The doc's got me looking after Wake here, but holler if they get too rowdy.
I'll do that, Birch.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? The typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
Alright.
You can't wake up. You can't hurt a nightmare because all dreams are only imagination. They're only in your head and they're not there when you wake up. So you can't wake up because I'm in charge now and I don't want to disappear. My nightmare is the publisher people who want to make a contribution so they can say they made a contribution. And then
Oh,
we end up
okay, that's why Emerson cracked.
Mullets are funny, but it wasn't supposed to be about mullets, and now it's about mullets. And when it's in slow motion, they call it mullet time because the numbers came back from marketing that mullet time is the hook we needed to go big in the target
Hartman
demographic.
wanted me to
Oh,
write.
no.
I couldn't, but I figured I should just play along for now. It was the only thing I could do with Nurse Birch watching me like a hawk.
It's the writers who want to make everything from the characters to the toasters talk, all the time. And
Oh,
it's their
no.
fault, so they won't shut up, and the writers
Emerson's
won't
some
shut up,
poor
because
producer who's finally snapped. Oh, poor dude. Found the Death Rally post from the X360. No, I haven't.
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days.
Aye.
Always dark outside. My head
In the room next to Alan's. Okay, we'll check that out in a sec.
She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Right. And then at some point he makes a break for
Hartman
it.
had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key.
Dang it. Okay, so... Here we go. Hey, he's still doing, Oh, hang on! Hey! So this is probably a design document for the actual Alan Wake game. Yeah. That's cute. Night Springs on the Xbox 360. Death Rally. Man, the PS2 was a wild time. Think about it, like Billy had to say, and then Matthew Perry had lip sync with that. Alright. Let's play along.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody, calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
And he is a bunch of thugs.
I didn't know what the chaos was all about.
If we get to the end of the episode today,
Only chance of getting out of here.
we'll see. The episodes seem to be about an hour each. Oh.
Afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
so weak,
Time to boogie.
are we?
Sinclair looked.
Oh shit!
That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key.
Yeah, but still, that's probably hurt her pretty bad.
Seize your
I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Come out and face the music,
Alright.
Birch. It's time to pay the piper.
Here we go.
Maybe you could come out and
Just remember, we are thousands of feet in the air. Yeah, so I'm not running down the side of the hill. Ew. Wait, hang
A
up.
photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along.
So Hartman wants the manuscript, but why?
Hartman wasn't happy. Mott could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was...
Darkness.
He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan. The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made of the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them. For a moment,
Ooh.
I couldn't breathe right.
Now, Mrs. Wake, can you tell me about Alan's problems?
Yes.
Out of control all the time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes...
Right, so this is where...
swing at me, because at least that lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of.
Right, so this is where they got the stuff that the kidnapper used over the phone.
He's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake. What would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some
Ooh,
stranger
clever.
who resembles you, looking out from behind your eyes, and I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to hell.
But you don't ever say this.
No.
That's clever.
I've tried, but he's not listening. He's too deep in his own problems, always going on about something else. I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose him, and we're not even talking anymore. He doesn't let me in anymore. He just keeps me in the dark. I'm so alone here, even when he's home. Please help me, Doctor, because I'm at my wit's end.
Well, if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying, made me happy,
So,
sick, and guilty
yeah, this
all
is
at
the
once.
tape that they doctored all of those conversations over the phone from.
The phone call from her.
Yeah.
It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording.
Rudolph Lane's case is interesting. He was completely blocked, and frankly, I was about to discard him as useless. However, once Wake arrived and started writing, something changed in Rudolph. He's producing extraordinary work, increasingly dark pieces. Unfortunately, he doesn't respond to direction at all, and it's my belief that he's not so much a creator as an illustrator, perhaps, a recorder of sorts. I hadn't considered the existence of such a role before, let alone its implications, but the paintings he has produced are informative. At least he's easily controlled and useful. I wish I could say the same about Wake. It's frustrating that the best subjects are always so damn difficult to deal with.
Okay. Hartman is not darkness aligned, but he is aware of the darkness and he's trying to exploit it.
I was tailing Wheeler, and this is the only place he could have gone. That means Wake is probably there too.
Agent Nightingale, this is private property, and I will not allow you to disturb my patients.
Yeah? I can get a warrant. How's your fragile little patience like that?
Oh, I'm thoroughly intimidated by your mighty authority now, Agent.
Listen, you smug snob. How would you like it if I busted through this gate and knocked you around a little?
Agent Nightingale, first of all, I'm recording this conversation, so you might want to watch what you say. Secondly, you're not dealing with a hick now. I know the law, and if you can get a judge to grant a warrant, I'll be glad to cooperate. But you won't get one. Be advised that any further communications with me are to be made through my lawyer.
I don't believe this.
Good day, Agent.
Yeah.
Hartman's smart. Too smart by half.
Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna do your crazy quack ass to shreds!
Oh shit, Barry.
Barry?
Ow! About time!
Really?
Man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
Destroy.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much.
Power trio together at last. Alan Wake, and Barry.
Treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here, and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I stole it from the diner to piss off Rose after what she did to us. That'll teach her.
Yeah, that's a harsh punishment. Come on, pal, we gotta get going.
Damn it, Barry. She's as much a victim in this as we are. Bad representation of people with mental illness, pretty good commentary on the attitude of certain type of mental health is and should be medicalized. Well, this seems like a kind of the horror story variants of those memes of like when you're a bit too honest with your therapist and, you know, it's just like a picture of a padded room.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Oh, the darkness doesn't like you. A little bit of a a little bit of a smile. Okay. Oh, shit, the bed. Okay.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. brothers. When the
Okay,
light of
so
the
yeah, Hartman is not
take the boat to him.
allied to the darkness, but he was trying to use creative people to exploit it.
Floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the
Hence why he's got all of these people up here.
something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach. The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out.
Ow. Uh-oh. Oh crap, no. Eh. It's creeping up the hall. Come on, Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy. Oh crap. Stairs.
Possessed bookshelves out of my way.
Yeah, I have a gun, but not a torch. Oh, the generator. There we go. There we go. Is there anything else? Alright, there's nothing else up here. Ooh, the goo is spreading though, so we probably shouldn't hang around. Ow! The shotgun book blast! Ooh, flares. 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 There we go. Just let him to die. We have left several people to die.
Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
Yikes. Telly. Adverts for a Mazda? Temlin Vision. Okay, we're watching the Osaka GP. Oh, it's a Mustang. You can remaster, you get an extra episode of Night Springs. Okay, no, instead we're just getting
Want access to thousands of applications?
we're getting product placement.
Check out the latest games. Discover new music and old favorites. Social networking, sports scores, news. It's all at your fingertips.
A longer comment, but TLDR, critique isn't condemnation. Oh yeah, we got the boob tube achievement. Alright, that's enough. They have a State Farm ad. I think it's just Verizon and Energizer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, this rule. Oh, hang on. I know what to do. Yeah. Underlay. Toro. Oh, and then... Oh, of course it's locked. Wait, I see a light. Oh, that's Barry. Ooh. Oh, hang on, I've got an idea. Yeah. Here, and... Ow. Oh, that hurt. Ow. Sourced. See, it's weird that it's giving me a gun but no flashlight and nothing to shoot at. Need Dark Souls roll. Well, I've got the remnant head duck, like, spot dodge. Try shooting the door. Nope. Now let's try and just get the chandelier to behave. Come on. Okay. Wait for it. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We're out. Barry.
I'm here.
Oh.
I found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there. Barry, I don't have a light. Take this, Al.
Thank you.
Oh God! Look at the house, Al. Look out!
Oh boy. Uh-oh. Ow. There we go. Okay. There we go. Run for the safe haven.
The house looks bad. Let's get out of here.
Alright. Let's go. Okay. Stick to the left wall. Be ready to get jumped at any second. Stay in the car. Oh, hello. Don't trust Emil. Who's Emil? There was mention that they were Zane's assistant, but...
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took a special kind of crazy to build something like this in a
Oh.
field. When the sky split open with a deafening boom and the music started blasting, it felt strangely appropriate.
Oh yes, we're gonna have a musical bit. Reload faster, reload faster. Whoosh. And he's out. Yes, Poets of the Fall do all of the music. But as I say, Take Control in Control is credited as being Old Gods of Asgard.
Hartman hurried down the corridor. He had disliked leaving Wake when he was surely at his most susceptible to therapy. But this was not an ordinary storm. Wake had been writing, and he had woken something up in the depths of the lake. Now, it was coming for him. Hartman had naturally prepared for a situation like this. The idiot brothers would keep Wake distracted while Hartman double-checked everything, just to be sure.
They sure did, but he was not expecting me to lock him in a box with the darkness. Oh, are we about to fight Birch? We can have a boss fight with the orderly. Hi, fuck boy. Square up with the Birch. Come at me, you Birch. Come on. Your birds can't help you here. Oh. Yeah, clearly Birch enjoys his job a little too much. A bit faster. Alright, Birch is down. Ah! My skin! There we go. Right, you fuckers. There we go. Well, that was unnecessary. Oh god, this is more of the cops. Oh! The John Wick 2 tap. Okay, there's Barry. Let's get the fuck out of here. Apparently someone put Tenet on Game Boy Advance video just for sick shits and giggles. I mean, that movie is all about going back in time, yes?
Mott knew that Wake was smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to whimper and grovel, but instead, he seemed willing to fight. Mott knew he'd gotten under Wake's skin. If only Mott actually had his wife. The thought made him shiver.
Uh-huh. I wonder what Mott's job was around here before Hartman browbeat him into being a fake kidnapper. Oof. Reload. Because Nolan once said he hated people watching big movies on phones. Well, oh well, boo-hoo. You don't get to decide how people experience your art, Nolan. You need to be ready to deal with that. As a creator, you need to be prepared to deal with people experiencing your work in ways you did not expect. Which includes watching it while taking a shit.
For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay in the gloomy forest at night. He would just have to wait for a while for Al to find his way down. Barry turned when he heard the heavy footsteps and saw the movement. The man-shaped shadow lunged at him from the bushes, an axe held high. Barry screamed and threw up his hand.
Kubrick, for example, shot The Shining in 4:3 so it would look good on TV back in the day. Smart. I mean, nowadays, a lot of companies will do theatrical and home video, like two separate cuts of the film. You know, with like different lighting and stuff like that in order to account for, you know, people watching it on their home TVs. Out of shotgun shells. There had better be some shotgun shells. That's a flare gun. We take those. Begins to cope with the idea of the nature of CRT monitors. Yeah, that's why, like, you can replay old games and rewatch old movies and you'll look at it and go, man, I don't remember it looking this crap back in the day. It's because modern tellies aren't actually built for that kind of content, so like the colour saturation's all wrong and, you know, upscaling and stuff like that. There we go. Did I apparently just punched those batteries across the room. I can't remember what movie it was. Oh, there we go. I can't remember what movie it was, but there was some movie that was like, if you watched it in 16:9, everyone gets their heads and legs cut off because it just zooms it in.
The second time, but with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction. Wake was easily the most promising subject he'd had. Well, since Tom, really. Sleep well, Alan, Hartman whispered with a smile. Let me take care of you. He sniffed hard to clear his throbbing nose, swallowed blood, and barely tasted it.
Right, so that's a point that he hasn't. Hartman did not attempt to lie about like the events of the missing week, which is what I thought he was gonna do. Hey, Barry.
Al! You're alive!
Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Barry.
Well, I slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so,
Can you get on with it, please? Oh, piss.
I'll find it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, he's lost the bloody key. I see. Old pixel art. Oh, here they come. That's a lot of them. Okay.
Hurry up, Barry.
I'm on it.
Ow. I drew that way too late. Jeez. Okay, those runners are weak, but they hit very hard. Okay, so this is all but a boss fight. Alright.
Hurry up, Barry.
Crap.
Just hang on, Al.
Ow. Okay, throw that down. Use this as a chance to reload. Not the time, Barry! Actually, what am I doing? Here, have this. Direct impact, triple kill. Oh, Barry! You're gonna get us both killed. Ow. Okay, run. Get in the fucking car.
Al, please tell me we're headed for the nearest.
What?
You're now leaving Bright Falls. Come back soon sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through,
Why do we have the
I don't
standee?
care what anybody says. I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
This is the power trio. Alright, we still got half an hour, so we might yet be able to see the musical number.
I'm crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
You got that
Just
right,
barrel
Al.
swept
You're
Barry with that, that's fine.
You are by far the
Eyes on the road,
That's
please.
inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to
Eyes on the road!
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. You just need to find it. Look out!
Ow!
God damn it, Al, talk to me!
Right before the stage, there's an area where you can find skeletons rising from their graves. Ooh, spooky. Barry!
I had lost my gun in the crash. Barry was nowhere to be seen.
Butter frigging fingers.
Barry! Barry!
Oh, man, you're okay! Jeez, it's good to hear your voice! I was trying to get out of the car, but the ground gave way. Man, what a drop! Don't worry, your cutout is fine.
Oh, good.
Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall. Ah, Al, there's something moving down here.
Barry,
Crap.
it's a taken! Use a flare, Barry!
Oh, yeah!
Barry, are you alright?
I'm good, Al. I'm great. Guess you never messed with anyone from New York City before, You're gonna have to find your way around to the farm, Al. I'll be waiting.
I like how Barry is trying to desperately be like, yeah, I'm from New York, I'm hardcore.
I'm not staying here. It's suicide. I'm going to the farm. I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area. You can catch up. Don't worry about it. I'm on the case.
Now he's Rambo. This would turn.
He's riding high on adrenaline. Alright, we need to find a gun and we need to find a light. Yeah. Ow! Just took a cinder block right to the knee. Dive! Spot lamp. Aha! Can't follow me down here.
When he stopped the car at the Anderson farm, Walter felt relieved. Oblivion was close at hand. The brothers wouldn't miss a jar of moonshine or two in the booby hatch. But then he saw the man on the porch, and he knew who it was. Driving for his life and knowing it was useless, he didn't realize he was crying until he couldn't see the road for the tears.
Uh-huh. So that was, Walter running into Shadow Danny again. I need my coffee. Oh, hang on, and wah! Ow! That juke would have worked, but I wasn't expecting it to bounce. Okay, let's get out of here. I am putting myself at considerable risk for collectibles here. Oh boy, in a minecart. Okay, stay behind something heavy. Run! Come on, this is not a time to be out of steam. I get it, Alan, you're running on adrenaline and caffeine right now, but get those knees up. God damn it. Okay, there's some lights. There's a power cable going up here. Yes, generator.
Agent Nightingale stared at the passed-out rider. The man was sleeping off one hell of a night. Nightingale felt a stab of envy at Wake's oblivion, but he had a job to do. He put the gun to Wake's head and almost became a murderer. His hand shook and his throat felt tight and dry. Biting his teeth, he tried again to pull the trigger. He lost the nerve. Wake stirred. Nightingale would have to settle for an arrest.
Oh, boo-hoo. The way that these old generators jostle like that is... Oh. There's a hole there. Oh, hello. And there's a crank. Wait. Scooch. There we go. No pathetic box can contain me.
Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Trust no one in the dark. We have no spare batteries, so I only have the meter that's in it. Here we go, here we go. Crap. Ow! Cease! Nope, stop! Alright, I'm just gonna have to run for it. Ooh. On the verge of getting... Ow! Truncheon to death. Yeah, it does refill on its own, but it's slow.
The enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
I don't even have any flares. Is there anything useful in here? If there's even one flare I can activate. Damn it. Okay. What? Fuck. There we go. Keep the light on them. Fighting retreat. Oh! Ooh. That was close. Okay, it's fine. I'm safe now. Ever had an issue with operatives fictionalizing case files to supplement salaries and retirements? Kind of, yes. So, have you ever seen Tropic Thunder? The big twist in that movie was that the guy who said he lived the events of... Like, the idea of the movie is that they're making a movie based on a book of one guy's actual experiences in Vietnam. The guy that wrote the book says he lied about all of it and he never actually went to Vietnam. That's kind of the level that we've had, where we've we've had people be like, hey, I found this book that someone's writing or whatever, and been like, this is hitting real close to home, we should probably...
It wasn't far. If it was there, I would see the damage soon.
But yeah, we've had people be like, yeah, someone's writing this book and it's hitting a little bit close to home based on some stuff from the case files, and then we've gone and talked to that guy and they've just been like, what? Who are you? No. And then, you know, you do actual investigation and go, oh no, he is making it up, but he's just like, oh, God? Hello?
Page to the right time and place. I'm trying to show you how the story goes.
Thank you, Thomas. But yeah, it's just like, he knows a guy who, like, was part of one case and then, you know, told him about it. Generally speaking, the operatives are good about that sort of thing, and for the really rough ones, people don't want to relive that stuff, so they don't write books about it.
Destruction to the next, but it was still bound to follow the story and chain to the dark place it came from. When the story reached the end it longed for, it would finally be free.
Right. So that's why the darkness wants to write the story because it wants to turn it into a horror story where the bad guy wins. But yeah, like I say, we have had some stuff like that where it's like there's been the details have been a bit too close, and as I say, generally the our field ops guys are smart enough to not talk about that stuff in the pub. But who knows, maybe in like 40 years when some of that stuff gets declassified and nobody involved in it is alive anymore, we'll be able to all talk about it. Oh, this seems safe. This is totally not going to blow up and take my head off. Okay.
The storm raged on as the Anderson brothers walked unsteadily away from the clinic with the other patients in tow, knowing that this time they wouldn't return. The darkness around them seethed with horrors, but Tor and Odin were unafraid.
Scum.
Their eyes filled with bile.
Scum.
And there was blood
Scum.
shades before.
Scum.
Someone
All right.
left a gun behind. Now I had a fighting chance of reaching the farm.
Was it the brothers? Well, it's good to know that... Oh, hello. It's good to know that the non-bastards made it out of the lodge, all right. I've only got one whole shell. Oh no, here we go. Let's rumble. Alright, we now have a gun. Keep my subscription active to earn points to keep throwing deep lore claims you to reply to. You don't need to keep the... I appreciate it. You don't need the subscription, just... your lovely people being here earns you plenty of points. Ow.
Scum. Scum.
Come on, reload faster.
Scum.
Now I'm a little motivated.
Scum. Scum.
We are feeling
Scum.
motivated. Oh, fuck. Okay, there's way too many of them. I'm getting out of here. Nope, stop that. Motivated though we may be, replete with supplies we are not.
Scum.
Ow. Oh, come on, the light's there. Just gotta make it to the cabin.
Scum.
Back. Ow. What? Fuck. Yeah, you don't mess with these incandescent bulbs. $30 every, like, 6 months. Well, like I say, I greatly appreciate it.
There was no sight of the driver.
Okay. This place is looking pretty disused.
Anybody here? Barry!
No! Danny, you're not! Please! What are you?
Oh, crap.
Don't! I'm sorry!
Crap, okay. Hey, Wally. And... Achoo!
I know you. You were in jail the other day.
I went to the farm again for the moonshine.
Ooh, boy.
You know? It makes you see. They're not gonna miss it. They're in the loony bin. But my buddy, Danny, I lost him. Something's gone wrong with him. It's not him. Like a real bad follow-up to a real good movie. The best friends suddenly the bad guy who wrote this crap anyway.
Oh. And down he goes. Sorry, mate. You didn't deserve this. Oh, now you... Thank you.
Every possible course in my head. If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story, and it's going to kill her, and me, and everybody in this town. No one will survive. Darkness will consume everything. This is what it's wanted all along. It will be free, unstoppable. It used Alice to get to me, dangled her in front of me to keep me going. It was never going to release her. I'm going to change this. I'll escape. I've written myself into the story. I'm now the protagonist. This feels like a terrible risk, but it's the only way to save Alice. I'll be bound by the events of the story just as much as anyone else who's been woven into it. The story must stay true for this to work. There have to be victims along the way, near escapes, cliffhangers. In a horror story, it can't be certain that the hero will succeed or even survive. He almost has to die. I'll write my own escape into the story next. I need help. Zane's going to be the one who'll help me. I'll make it happen.
Right, but as Alan said, the story has to maintain its own internal consistency. You can't just say, and then everything was lovely forever, the end. Eat buckshot.
Danny, huh? The front door was locked.
But the side window is
Farm was
open.
still a good distance away. I'd need a car to get there fast.
Ooh, something's ripped the middle out of that thing. Flashbacks, perfect. Alright, here we go. Danny did probably. Yeah, maybe.
If Barry wasn't up here, he was probably in trouble down at the farm. For a moment, I felt bad for doubting him. After all, I'd made it this far myself.
Coffee.
Barry was Barry.
Yeah, like I say, in Control and throughout a lot of the story of the second Control expansion, AWE, which everyone kind of jokingly referred to as Alan Wake expansion, it was heavily implied that Alan Wake wrote the story of Control as part of his continued attempts to escape the darkness. But the problem is, when you're writing a Lovecraftian horror, very rarely does anybody really win. So it's difficult to write a compelling ending to such things, where the darkness is defeated and the good guy gets away. Alright, we are running out of time, so I am just going to pin it for the farm. Not to crash. What the fuck? Okay. Oh, hey there, Maxo. Burn, baby. Run for the lights. Whoa! Hang on, I'm gonna get rid of these idiots first. Here, have one of these. Okay. Flares subdue possessed objects. There we go. Ike! It did not subdue the Killdozer. Just need to shine my way through it. Bloody hell! Loud! Okay. We've made it to the farm. We won't have time to do the, Actually, you know what? I've got nowhere to be. Let's play out the rest of this episode and we'll see the...
I'd known the brothers used to be some kind of rock stars, but it hadn't really sunk in until I saw the stage.
Yeah. Happy endings to existential horror tend to be the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Unless you're Linkara and you can say, screw you Cthulhu, I have a morphing grid.
God damn.
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone, Thompson.
Shut up and shoot!
Yes, sir!
Ow! We have to fight them off! I can set off more of the fireworks from here and help you out!
There we go, heavy duty lantern. Hey.
Ow! Did you notice there's a lot of falling stuff around? This place is stopped! Ow!
There we go, big one.
Get the stage lights on!
So this is the Poets of the Fall song we were talking about. Right, I need to get rid of you fuckers, because you're annoying me. There we go. Ah, he's blown the fuses.
I'll get them working again, I promise!
No, you don't. No one gets on stage. Ah! What, reload faster? Hang on, I'm just grabbing all this ammunition first. There we go. It's part of the choreography. Oh! The pyrotechnics just delete the smaller ones. Oh, hello. Ah, pump shotty. Hey, I'm trying to pick up the pump shotty. Yeah! Stop throwing crap at me. Yeah! And the Catherine wheels. And bombs away. Meedly meedly meow. Thank you, Wembley! London, I can't hear you! Ah.
That was awesome!
Bright Falls, rock and roll capital of America.
Hey, Al! This way to the farm!
Phew! Cthulhu stories don't have an ending because Eldritch Horror will always be there waiting. Does have the end for a specific character story, but that doesn't mean it's ended. It will always be there waiting. Yeah. I mean, that's probably why Alan then wrote the story of Control, so he can be like, yeah, there's a bunch of people who are like specifically designed.
No reason to worry. Your cutout's good as new, right?
Yep, thanks.
I'll come back for it once we have the place secured.
Yeah, that's been my biggest worry all this time. We need to get this thing moved out of the way.
This is as far as I got before they ambushed me.
Right, looks like there's a fuse box up there. But yeah, like, that's probably why Alan then wrote, actually there's a secret branch of the US government that professionally deals with eldritch horrors. And here's my amazing Sona character who can control them.
What's that, Al? I'm Alan Wake. I'm always right about everything. And if I don't get my way, I'll sulk all day long. I'm always intense and moody. It makes me very attractive and mysterious. Right now, I'm just standing here because I need my best friend Barry to carry me. But that's okay. I can just take him for granted.
I think I see what you did there.
I have a gun, you know.
You want me to do my imitation of Barry Wheeler? No? Thought so.
I'm sensing some sarcasm there.
Wow. You look at that.
Oh!
They really went all out with this Viking crap, didn't they?
God damn, they got proper round shields and the whole bit.
Done okay for themselves, so how come I never heard of these guys before?
And this from the guy who learned about Ozzy Osbourne through reality TV?
Oh, Night Springs. Man, it's back memories. Hey, remember when I got you that gig? Your first real writing job.
Sarcasm. Hey. Oh, Alan did work for the Twilight Zone.
The Dream of Dreams.
That's by someone else.
We join Mr. Jones as he explores the endless dreamscape, only to be brought to a sudden stop by a decidedly mundane situation. A long line of people.
Hey, Jones, right? Listen, we're gonna have to wait until His Highness over there is good and ready. Oh, wow. Who's that? You don't know him? What are you, new? He's the guy dreaming us. Well, not just us. He dreams everything. All of this.
But wait, no. I'm the one who's dreaming. I'm asleep. Isn't this my dream?
Oh, yeah. Sure. Get real, pal. You're just another dream. I'm a dream. You're a dream. The weirdo in the diving suit is a dream. And the girl made of smiles and sunshine is definitely a dream.
Uh-huh.
I'm dreaming this.
Did Alan Wake write the darkness into existence, or did it already exist and Alan at some point gained reality warping powers? So, as far as I can tell, this is what I've got so far. The darkness always exists. Always existed. It lives under the lake. It is trying to use Alan and, like, exploit his creativity to make him write a scenario so that it can get free. But instead, Alan is rebelling and is trying to write an ending in which the darkness is defeated and he gets to go free, and Alice is released from its control as well. And as far as I can tell, he wrote Control in order to try and, like, invent someone who can help him. Well, gee, isn't that fucked? Anyway, I'm Rod Serling. More coffee. Can't have any existential nightmares if you never sleep. Chicken and egg questions never end well. No, they don't. It is a little bit chicken and egg, I'll agree. Writes that down. Don't write that down, it'll become real. They've got fucking rune stones up here.
It's 1976. Madness reigns at the Anderson farm. Contrary to all logic, the headiest ingredient of their moonshine is unfiltered water from Cauldron Lake.
Could be the manuscript is the first OOP. Yeah, probably.
He contemplates
you do find pages of Alan's manuscript in Control, and you get little snippets from him. Does that mean he gained reality warping powers from the darkness, which allows him to write the countermeasure to the darkness in the form of the characters in Control? Correct. Correct.
The Viking boat looked imposing, almost like a battering ram.
Alright, this seems like a good place to leave it, and we will pick up again next time. Oh boy, that was fun. It's always good when you get a musical number in a video game. Those are always a laugh a minute. Alright, let's head on over to the old booth, and we'll see if anybody's on that we can go and say hey. So where's the darkness under the lake and why not elsewhere? As far as we know, it's trapped. Something has trapped it there. The key is that... Well, I guess the best way of explaining it is that he is being forced to write it a situation so it can escape from the lake. You need a raid destination for Kitty Star. Well, let's see what we've got. We've got birthday subathon. Ooh, we got some stuff from the Steam Next Fest. That's always good. Baldur's Gate, Papers, Please, Hunt Showdown. Now, you know what? Let's head on over to Frogcast, and we will see what kind of games and demos are being showed off. Because the Steam Next Fest is always fun. Alright, so we'll pick up again tomorrow, where we're going to continue with Alan Wake. Until then, thank you all for joining me. I'm sure this is only going to get simpler and more easy to put together as we go. Thank you, good night, and much love.